Hello everybody, welcome back to a video. We are going to be talking about handbags and lots of them for that matter. I'm going to show you my handbag collection, which is way more extensive than I realised until I started looking through this cupboard in front of me. And this vlog, video, whatever that is that we're watching, will finish in New York because I've also got handbags there to talk through. Without further ado, because it's going to be long, let's sip a coffee. That's almost gone cold. Let's talk about handbags. Let's start with the handbag that inspired this video. I got this for Christmas. It is from the Row. It's absolutely beautiful. This, I believe, as we will kind of work towards throughout this video, is the perfect black handbag. Really understated. You could call it boring and I would find it hard to argue against it. Most amazing shoulder strap length. They have nailed it. I love that you've got so much space under the armpit. You don't feel bunched up. You can fill the bag up. It sits really nicely on the hip. You can open the bag because it's got two straps. Open, unzip, get your Altoids out, all in one clean motion. Really easy to zip back up. It's so wearable, and I think that's why it feels so incredibly chic. It's just perfectly wearable. Goes with everything. I've used it every single day. The bag that I bought last year that was kind of in pursuit of that feeling but didn't hit the mark is the gig bag from Phoebe Philo, which I might sell. Doesn't just quite manage to have the same level of wearability. I love the shape of it, love this dip. 3-section bags, as we're going to see as the video goes on, I sometimes find a little bit tricky. And in this one, that's kind of what has been its downfall, that it really quickly becomes misshapen. This has barely got anything in it. I think it's got in it instructions for how to play Uno. I should put those in the bin, I know how to play Uno, and a boarding pass. But it very quickly misshapes the bag, and unless you really carefully packed each side, it just begins to look a bit not right quite quickly, which is a real shame because I really think the design of it is beautiful in theory, but just in practice, not quite hitting the mark. When I bought this bag, it was because it reminded me of this beautiful one, which was the first designer handbag I ever bought. This is from Celine, but from Phoebe Philo's Celine. Has this gorgeous silver chain that hangs down like that. Also the 3-section, as you can see over the years, has become misshapen. I haven't really used it in years. At the bottom, but because it's wider, you can put much more in it and it will hold its shape much better. I also love the thickness of the shoulder strap on this. So yeah, I ultimately think in time I will reach for this one more and more and more. Also I like the fact that this kind of feels special because I've had it for so many years as well. So I think the Phoebe Philo one could be finding a new home very soon. Sticking with Celine a while longer, they have the Celine Loewe bag here in tan. Love this bag so much. Also has a zip fastening, fits loads in, great shoulder strap length, really, really wearable. I like the fact that when it's empty it looks quite narrow, but when you fill it up the shape changes nicely, but it holds its shape really well and it looks as good empty as it does full. So just usable, wearable, love that bag. Probably my most worn Celine bag is this Celine Hobo bag that I got Vestiaire many years ago. I love it. I just absolutely love how this bag looks. I still love it so much. I think I really like the lightness of the colour when I'm wearing dark clothes a lot. It looks great with navy. You know, inevitably it's dirty. It's marked. It definitely obviously wears a lot heavier when it's a light coloured bag. So when I was in the kind of height of my obsession with this bag, I've got fluff up my nose, I wanted to find something similar in a darker colour, so I ordered this one on Vestiaire as well, also from Celine. As you can tell, this has been used so much less. It's still one that I want to keep because I don't have another navy blue handbag, and I love it. But certain things, I think the straight top compromises it as opposed to the dip. It's obviously much more square overall with the rounded edges, whereas this oval shape I think suits the style of bag better. And overall this sometimes just feels a bit more briefcase-like almost. But yeah, I mean you can tell that this has barely been used, but it's definitely one that I'll hold on to for future seasons. I do really like it, there's just certain things that make it not quite perfect. Okay, I've got a few more evening appropriate bags in my hand here. I'm sure there's going to be more where this came from, but this is from a brand called Freya, New York. I get a really insane amount of compliments on this bag in real life when I use it. which I'm surprised at because it's not like a head turner, but there's just something about it that people really notice. I love the way the shape changes when you close it like that as well. Great shoulder strap length, blah blah blah. Kind of like an evening version of the Row bag that I started off with, isn't it actually? But this is probably my most worn bag for evenings. I really like it. But if I want something more fun, which being a very understated and timid evening dresser, sometimes a fun accessory can really ramp things up. You guys know that I don't really wear heels as well, so like accessories wise I'm sometimes kind of limited of how to level up an evening outfit. So enter a small selection of fun bags. This is from COS. They sent me this as part of a project that I was working on with them over Christmas. I wish you could just reach through and touch and feel how soft this is. It's unbelievable. This kind of, it's ridiculous, but it's so fun. Giant fluffy bag. It's got a shoulder strap. This with just like, I don't know, like black shirt, black suit trousers, loafers. It's just so fun. I really like it. And similarly fun in two different ways. These are kind of so similar styling wise. This is from Whistles, this is from Mango. This is a diamante encrusted top handle evening bag. This is a sequin with dingly dangly top handle evening bag. Lost my words there. Both do different things, but in a similar way. This is quite heavy before you start. It's really, really, really beautifully made. And these don't fit that much in. They're very much evening bags, but you can picture it. Let's go with like black turtlenecks and black jeans, a nice Chelsea boo, really masculine, fun sparkly bag. I love that. I get quite a bit of wear out of both of these. All right, let's move on to woven bags. A bag I've worn many times, talked about many times. The St. Agni brown woven bag, which inside I have some receipts and a room key for a hotel that I definitely am not meant to still have in that bag. I love this bag. I've talked about it so much, I won't say much more, but it's great. I love the colour of it. And then I have a black one here, which is from Dear Francis. It's really hard for me to properly show you the craftsmanship of this bag and just how beautiful it is. The weave on it is incredible, and I love the fact it's ever so slightly open. I have some loose change in there, as you can hear. And the handle, the strap, I need to stop talking about it, but it's just so important. This is big enough to fit a laptop in, so I often use this to travel. And because it's so sturdy, you really feel like it can take that weight as well. The St. Agni one doesn't, I have sometimes worn that with so much stuff in and I'm like, it feels slightly like it could break. This does not feel that way at all. And yeah, I just think it's beautiful, really classic bag. Definitely tend to reach for these bags a bit more in the summer than the winter, but I still think they can be a year-round bag. This, another woven bag, it's from Dragon Diffusions. I really like that brand. I actually saw a friend wearing this in the pub and spoke to her and was like, where is your bag from? Went and ordered it the next day. I love the colour so much, and I like it with the brown straps, but this is where this not quite right shoulder strap hold this bag back, holds me wearing it back. And this isn't even full, I just have a thin jumper on, it's already falling off. You can imagine when you've got a coat on, when the bag's full, and because it's so big, I tend to fill it up. Sometimes I use it as an overnight bag, so it can end up being quite heavy. And I cannot keep it on my shoulder. And I realise that I'm not somebody that loves wearing a bag top handle. I think it looks great. In photos it looks great. You see other women like, you know, stood waiting for a train with a book in one hand, your top handle bag in the other. Very chic, we can all agree, not very practical. And this is one of those bags that's often when I'm wearing it, if I wear it like a full day out in London, schlepping around from A to B, midway through the day I'm like, I wish I hadn't worn this bag. It's like, oh, bothering me. Aesthetics wise, do love it though. Let's discuss, I think this was the first woven style bag I will have ever have bought. This is the Bottega, I've forgotten what the hell these bags are called. I bought this quite a few years ago and I love this bag. Something that is really important for me when I'm investing in things is that I want to be able to wear them and use them heavily. And I'm heavy-handed with things like the stuff in all of these bags. I wear them in cities, I'll put them down on the tube if I need to. Like, I'm not overly precious about the things that I own, which is like, I think has its good and bad things. This has kind of by accident ended up being a bag that I've had to handle more preciously. It refuses to be overfilled. It doesn't hold that very much in at all. Kind of, well, there's a Boots receipt in there. like you could get a book and your phone and everything in, but you can't sort of, it's not like that Dragon's Diffusions bag, obviously it's so much smaller. You have to do it up properly every single time. You can't really wear it open. As you can see, the ends will start to flick up if you do. And to fasten it back up, it's a slightly fiddly two-hand job. So it means that this again feels slightly more high maintenance for me to use. But that being said, the difference in how this has been preserved is definitely noticeable. And I absolutely love this bag. I know that there was a real trend with them, but for me this is a forever piece. I love the shape of it. I think they're really interesting. This has actually made me want to take this bag out today. I think at certain points I find it quite formal, and that sometimes I want a slightly more like undone, slouchy, effortless look, where this definitely doesn't fit into that category. But for other styling things, it's perfect. I still love this bag. Sticking with tan bags as a theme, this one is from Tod's. It's got this white stitching on it. They sent me this quite a few years ago, and the reason that I love this bag and why it feels like I need it alongside my other tan bags is I love how thick that strap is. This white tank with a bit of a tan, and it's not now, it's very pale, but with a tan, white tank top, nothing, you know, bare skin on your shoulders and this thick shoulder strap. I love how this bag looks in the summer. I do reach for it quite a lot in the summer. And I think the shape of it's really fun. I like this bag a lot. Slightly less tan and much more orange. This is from Longchamp. This has got so much crap in it still. A boarding pass again, tissues again, a single lip product again. This fits loads in. The reason it's got lots of bits in it is because I use this to travel quite a bit. What's really great about this bag, the white balance on this camera is compensating for the bag and turning me blue, so just ignore that. But what I really like about this bag is that you can really fill this up, like laptop, makeup bag, change of clothes. It fits so much in and it really can hold it. Like, it's sturdy, the shape of it with it being bigger at the bottom, it kind of like really does its job well. So yeah, I've got a surprising amount of wear out of this bag. Also really like wearing it in the summer with like a white shirt and some blue jeans. Quite fun to add that pop of colour. Sticking with the pop of colour, this one from Coach, and this was also sent to me from the brand and is one of my all-time favourites. This interestingly is like a 3-section one on the inside, whereas the outside remains one section, and I think that makes a huge difference to how the shape of the bag holds, in the way that I was criticising the Celine and Phoebe Philo ones. This overall is like much more rectangular, as you can see, but just you can fit loads in it, and the sections are just slightly more evenly spaced. It's a wrapper from a roll of film, 2 pens, a tissue and a receipt. But yeah, this really fits a lot in and holds its shape, and again has the 2 different strap options. Obviously I prefer the longer one. I love the colours of this, love wearing this in the winter in particular actually, like wool black coat and this bag is a great combination. Another colourful one was this. This was sent to me from a shop which I will link on Instagram, a vintage handbag seller. I have 2 bags from her and she always has a really beautiful collection. She sent me this one which is from Fendi, and I'll show you the one that she sent me. But very kind of, I think this is quite obviously vintage in its shape, and the sort of wide gapped white stitching sort of really leans to very 2000s styling to me. But for the similar reasons that I just said about wearing the other coloured handbags, I think when you like an understated palette, it can be really nice to add that colour. And this particular shade of red is beautiful, goes so well with black and navy. I wore this so much throughout the summer. It's a really great bag. The other one that I have from that same vintage seller is a vintage Bottega one. This is a really interesting shape and is quite hard to fully show. It sort of like has this fold here. You can see that. So when you fill it up, it's like origami-esque. When you fill it up, the overall shape of the handbag becomes kind of like, it reminds me of one of those like fortune teller things. It makes me think of that. But yeah, beautiful vintage Bottega. Love the stitching down the front like this, and just a really, like, in lots of ways simple black handbag, but quite interesting. So I love that bag. But my most successful ever vintage bag purchase is the vintage Dior. I bought this off Vestiaire many years ago. You've seen this many times. It has this popper, flap, red lining. Nothing in there, I'm surprised. I am going to go and clear out all of these handbags, you'll be pleased to know. and the very classic Dior logo there with the charms. One of the best bags I've ever bought. I absolutely love this bag. It fills up easily, you can't fit much in it, but it also, I can't really get the effect, but it looks great open too. There's something really nice about how it looks like that as well, so love this bag. I've got an extra Celine one here that I just realised I'd overlooked. Are you ready? This is quite something. This was sent to me. I think it will go without saying that something so brightly coloured wouldn't be what I would pick to spend my own money on. But this is the real incredible luxury and joy of being sent things. That sometimes you end up with, you don't get to pick sometimes, this is just sent, I didn't pick this from anything. So sometimes you end up with something that you're like, okay, wouldn't have been my first choice, but actually end up feeling so glad that you've got it. I realise how incredibly fortunate it is to be able to say that. And it's a really unique position to end up with something so expensive that you can still say, like, I wouldn't go out and spend this sum of money on a yellow bag, yet I have one and I'm oddly quite grateful for it. For the same reasons of the colourful bags I was talking about before, this is just fun to style. It's like Big Bird, basically. I don't get as much wear out of it as I do, say, the Freya evening bag or even the sparkly evening bags. I find it harder to position it in my outfits, but whenever I do wear it, always get a compliment on it, and it just feels so fun. Like, it works with navy blue as well, actually, and the gold chain strap, like, there's something also unbelievably luxurious, to me anyway, about having a bag like this that's a really beautiful, expensive brand and is less wearable, because obviously, like I was saying, all of the bags that I buy I'm leaning into practicality and how often I'll actually wear them and how many years am I going to like them for. This to me is pure luxury, owning something like this. It's so fun and I really love it. I've got another slightly more evening appropriate bag here, another one that was sent to me from a brand. This is from Lanvin, I don't really know how to say it. This is so beautiful. It's very stiff, structured leather. It has this silver and gold section at the side and this fastening, which is so kind of like gaudy and over the top, but really, like, I didn't know that was Lanvin's logo. I don't know if it is their logo, I'll be honest. So it looks just like a vintage bag as opposed to that being like really heavily branding. And then, yeah, it just opens with a flap at the top like this. It is a really beautiful bag, really nice thick shoulder strap as well. The only thing that sometimes I'm less keen on with it, love how it looks from the front with that there, the way that's catching the light. From the side, it's really long, really long. I went through a phase of wearing this a lot day to day, and because of the shape of it, which I do think makes it interesting, I now lean more towards just wearing this for evenings. Let's stick with evening bags, and another bag that I was sent, obviously I'm incredibly lucky. This little Prada, these I believe are called Clio. They come in a bigger size. I love this little one. Love the fact it's white. It fits absolutely bugger all in it. You can barely get an iPhone in here. It is tiny. Has quite a long strap. Sometimes I tie the top of it if I want to wear it more like a shoulder bag than crossbody. But I have got so much wear out of this bag, it's unbelievable. I think, again, like I was saying, the bright white sort of brightens up an outfit and adds something to it without it having to be a bright colour if I don't feel like that on whatever given day, or something sparkly. Love it. Really like the shapes of these bags as well. I like them in the bigger sizes too. This, if you remember this bag, you have been watching my videos for a long time. This is, I can't remember what this bag is called, a very old Saint Laurent bag. It's funny how there's something about this that seems dated. I will never ever part ways with this bag because I guarantee you at some point I'm going to like this style of bag again. It's kind of got this folded envelope style flap here. This is just filled with tissue because I haven't worn it in years, so it just lives in the cupboard in a dust bag. Has this sort of gunmetal, maybe it's the gunmetal that makes it feel slightly dated. Gunmetal chain strap, really square, fits a lot in. I don't know what it is that makes that seem dated because it's so classic, but there's something that I'm like, not quite yet ready to bring that back out, but I guarantee you at some point I will be. Beautiful grained leather as well. Really love this bag. I'm very pleased with my past self's taste in having bought this bag. I will have been in my mid-20s, I think, when I got this. I can't remember exactly. I can't remember where I bought it as well, maybe in Manchester. I'm going to use that as a segue into bags that I bought a long time ago. This has definitely got some crap in it. Some mints. It's always mints. Mints, receipts, lip products. This is the Loewe Puzzle. I have had this for many, many years. It's kind of looking a little bit like I have, but it truly wears in so beautifully. If I had to say to somebody you can only ever buy one expensive handbag in your entire life, I would say the Loewe Puzzle. I think it's become a really classic timeless piece of design, and I think it's super interesting. Like, it's beautiful. There's like different sections, the zip at the back, all the different angles on it. Excuse that little mark. This is a heavily used and heavily loved bag. The top handle, this, I don't know if they still do this, but the old ones had this at the back so that you could also change the strap and wear it like in a completely different angle. This is the old ones that have the feet on the bottom. They don't do that anymore. But yeah, I think it's like classic, beautiful brand, love Loewe, and just so interesting. Like the Row one, if someone came at me and was like, that bag's fucking boring, there's not much I could say about it to defend that bag. It's beautiful, yes, but it's like, it's a really plain classic handbag. You are paying first and foremost for that brand name attached to it. This, I think you're paying for like an incredible piece of design as well. I just feel so strongly about these bags. They're also really practical. They fit an insane amount in them, way more than you'd think. They're a bit of a bastard to get open sometimes. You can't quite have it on your shoulder, unzip it, root around. It's sometimes a bit annoying in that sense, but that's truly my only criticism. So I have another Loewe Puzzle, which I bought off Vestiaire quite a few years ago, and up until recently have only really been wearing it. It's big. It's kind of weekender bag territory. Great from the front like that. From the side, overpoweringly big. So I've always just gone to wear it day to day out in London or whatever, and just always felt like, oh, is it a bit big? Also, really annoyingly, I need to give it a good clean because any dark denim just transfers onto it. So it's, I mean, I'm slightly wary of any suede bags going forward or investing in them because of how difficult they feel to wear. Obviously this can't really get wet, and with it being the colour it is, it's picked up the dye from the dark denim, and it's just quite high maintenance, but I love it, and I really want to keep making the effort to wear it more. I use it quite a lot in the summer for like one night trips and fit loads in it, and I mean, it's just so chic having this as an overnight bag. I do absolutely adore it. I think it's so beautiful, but yeah, just a bit tricky to wear. Even the shape of it, like when it's empty, it's just so interesting the way these bags hold and change their shape with stuff in. I think they're brilliant. One more Loewe, one more than a suede bag actually to talk about. That reminded me when we were talking about suede. This is a vintage Loewe that I got off Vinted. I bought this with a voucher that they sent me as part of a collaboration. This brown, it makes me think of a school bag, which I mean in a complimentary way. Loewe written there, not got the like more up-to-date squiggly swirly logo. Ow, Jesus Christ. Fits loads in, you know what I'm going to say. Great shoulder strap length. Love this chocolate brown shade so much. Really classic. You wouldn't know at all that it's Loewe to look at it first glance, but I love it. Love the like length of this little flap at the top too compared to the rest of it. I think it's a beautiful bag. In the realm of suede bags, I have this one from Demelier. This was gifted to me from the brand as well. You can see where it's been rained on. And I did spray this with suede protector. I don't know if it's because I used the wrong suede protector or something, but I have a limited belief in how well a suede protector can work if you truly get stuck in a downpour, which living in London, it just is guaranteed to happen. You can probably already guess what some of my like drawbacks on this bag are. Tiny handle, you have to wear it as a top handle. It did come with a strap, which I think must be in the dust bag in there, but the strap's too long. The strap makes it crossbody. So this is top handle only. The shape I love this kind of clasp that's cinching it in there, the bat wing like sides. Obviously it fits absolutely loads in, and I think the chocolate brown suede is beautiful. I know suede's having a moment, but this like is so unbelievably chic. Made more chic actually by the fact that you wear it top handle. Like I really enjoy wearing this at times with sort of baggy jeans, big baggy jumper, masculine loafers, and then this bag top handle really makes it quite a bit more feminine and just elegant, I suppose. But for all the reasons I said already, there is limited times I'm going to actually feel like I can be asked to reach for a bag that I can only walk around with like this. It really limits my day, if you will. Rounding up with the bags here for this London section, I've got a few APC ones that I've ended up leaving to last for no particular reason. This, I think, is their most recent bag launch. Forgive me for not knowing the name of some of these bags as well. I know they did this in a brown suede too, or maybe not brown, but definitely suede. This is a great black handbag. They really nailed the simplicity of this design. All the usual things, I'm not even going to repeat myself, but as you can imagine, you can fit loads in this. I love the APC monogram. I love that they don't ever really veer far away from that. It's really, really simple, really chic. And there's just, you can't fault that, can you? It's great. I will say that when I'm wearing my Row bag, I'm enjoying kind of the slightly more bowling bag shape, as opposed to this more Hobo bag shape. Is that what that's called, or is that just because the Celine bag's called a Hobo bag? But this more tote bag and I'm enjoying at the moment the wider, but I think that'll be something that ebbs and flows for me. I'm sure in future I'm going to go back to really enjoying the slightly more tote bag-esque shape and want to stick to that again. But I just remembered another bag. I have this APC one too. Really classic. I actually have a very few number of this style bag in my wardrobe. I will say it's not as me as I find something bigger. Just again, the ways that you can use this are more limited. But I really like the fastening on this. It's sort of teardrop-like. I think it's really beautiful. And I do think having a bag of this shape always makes me think of the Celine box bags, really classic bags. The years that I coveted that bag for was unbelievable. But yeah, way more evening-y than some of the bigger slouchy ones. And then finally, last one I promise, Sophie Hume Bolt Bag. Who remembers this? They stopped making them for some reason, and they stopped making them in the height of them being super popular. I remember when suddenly no one could get hold of them anymore. These are so great, these bags. This has been so heavily used. So it's called the Bolt Bag because of the way this fastens, and that's how you change the length of the strap. This flicks through and comes up, and then you feed it through, sorry. This also is one of those really annoying ones. If it's on your shoulder, you can't get the zip open without somebody holding the other end, and so on and so forth. This has been to so many festivals with me. It is a great crossbody, keep it close to you, have everything you need, fits more than you think in it, really simple, really great bag. This is probably one of my most used bags of all time, actually, I would say, over the years collectively. And often in situations where I wouldn't be taking a photo of what I'm wearing or anything. It's if I'm going for a walk, I'd put this bag on. Just really great, practical bag. I'm literally out of breath from talking about handbags. This is strenuous work. I'll see you in New York. Buckle up for this section because I filmed it all and then I just sat down to edit it. I fly in a few hours and half the footage was deleted, and I have to film this before I leave New York, so I think I'm wearing the same jumper actually in the second bit, but there'll be a moment of change. Anyway, New York handbags, or the handbags I have in New York. Let's go. In no particular order, just because it's here first, this Sezane bag is brilliant. Sezane's quality is so impressive all the time. Oh, a pen. One of my favourite pens, no less. So my only critique of this bag is because it's so thick and the quality is so beautiful, it's quite heavy before you start. But it's the thickest suede, you can see. Really nice long straps. Kind of a bottom that isn't too saggy. Do you know what I mean? Bit of a stiff bottom, not a saggy bottom. I love it. It's just, sort of one big section, so it's very much a tote bag, but great for travel. I might actually travel with that today. This beautiful bag was sent to me from Bali. Bali? I don't know. I absolutely love this handbag. This has a single painkiller in it. Lovely. How is that there? I have no idea. I absolutely adore this bag. It's the most beautiful colour. I love the buckle at the top. Again, it doesn't fasten up, it's kind of an open thing. My critique on this one, because there is one, is that it has one big pocket on the inside, and sometimes you end up putting all your stuff in the little pocket, but it's still a big little pocket rather than the main section. And I sometimes find myself a little flustered around that. But I mean, what a gorgeous bag. I absolutely love this. I was so excited when I was sent this one. Similar sort of tote style, isn't it? Here, let's do these two together because they're sort of similar styling opportunities. Again, two that I've been sent. Lady Dior bag and this little Celine one. I can't remember what this Celine's called. This is way more me, quote unquote. If you told me you can only keep one of these, I would pick the Dior, which I'm personally surprised at with myself. They are both too small for me to use day to day. Don't really fit much in. This actually looks like it would fit in more than it does. It really doesn't fit very much at all. Very stiff bags as well, so you can't overfill them, which is also why they look so like brand new and perfect still. But if I had to pick one, I would pick this one because for an evening bag, it just adds something. It's quite gaudy for my taste. Like the quilting, I do like this because my vintage Dior has it. This is very obviously Dior to me, and I don't normally like bags that are very obviously designer or have lots of branding on. But there is something about this that I find so unbelievably chic. Like this with an all black outfit, just some jeans and some loafers or whatever, and then holding this bag on an evening, it really, really, really elevates an outfit in a way that this one does not, even though this one is so much more me. This just does something. It really is. I've just been so surprised at how much I wear this and love it. I was obviously so excited to be sent it. Like whenever you get sent something like this, I can't quite believe I get sent it. But I didn't expect to use it as half as much as I do. I thought it would be a very special occasion bag. But I use this going out on evenings all the time. I'm honestly so surprised by how versatile I find it. But yeah, doesn't fit very much in, neither of them do. And this is obviously absolutely beautiful. Has a crossbody strap. The Dior one comes with a crossbody strap too. And it's just, the fastening on it and everything, it's absolutely stunning. But yeah, surprisingly I used the Dior one a little bit more. I also should have started this by saying, can you ignore this cold sore and just the general appearance? Last minute's moment has thrust itself upon us. Let's do some more scent Agni bags, which I actually have a few mixed things to say about. This bag I love. The love of this bag actually led me to wanting the Row bag that I got recently, because it's so simple. I get so many compliments on this bag. It really fits loads in. Great shoulder strap length, kind of a slightly interesting shape. I really, really like it. It is just such an open bag, which is what was putting me off it. Like it sags open, as you can see. So it wasn't feeling like the most practical city bag sometimes, but this, knowing how much I've loved and worn this from St. Agni, led me to the Row one. This next up is probably one of my most used bags, which just unfortunately hasn't stood the test of time for its wear. And I'm holding St. Agni in high regard because I love the brown tote that I showed you that I had in London, that I've worn even more than this, and the quality is top notch. It's really, really, had no issues with it. Whereas this little beautiful brown woven one has really like come away at the top there, as you can see. I have overfilled it at times. I probably have a part to play in its downfall, but not, you know, not as much to warrant, I think, how much wear has happened. But what a bag. Another one that I get compliments on all the time. I absolutely love the shape of it. I just think they nailed it. It's so simple. It's obviously lost its shape quite a lot, but I don't mind that. I don't make it lose points for that at all. It's just the fraying of the handle, which, and like this will eventually break. I think I don't know whether I'll be able to get that repaired. Hopefully, I need to go try on maybe just like another bit of leather over that top bit. But if I don't repair it, it will fully break at some point, I think. Another little brown suede one is this beautiful one from Savette. Oh my gosh, is that the name of this brand? I'm going blank because I really like this brand. Yes. I love this bag so much. They do it in a bigger size too. Personally love this size. You'd be amazed at how much this fits in. Comparing it to something like the Dior evening bag, it doesn't look loads bigger. This probably fits 2 or 3 times the amount in. I use this in the day as well for that reason. It fits enough for me for day-to-day use. Love the fastening, actually really easy to get in and out of. I just made a bit of a mess of that then, but it is an easy one to use. Really beautiful shaped bag, I love it. This one is from a really cool brand. It's called Alienina. Anyway, I will link it. I bought a bag from them, which I don't know what that bag is. Anyway, an orange one, a few years ago, and then they reached out to me and offered me one as a gift, which was really generous. And I chose this one. I haven't used it much because I got it at the end of summer or beginning of autumn last year. And this for me is just such a summer bag. It's like a canvas tote with then this waxed rope over it. But just, I mean, like this with a really simple outfit is great. Obviously fits loads in, nice strap. I like how that strap looks on the shoulder as well. Great bag. I'm excited to actually get some wear out of this because I haven't really worn it very much yet. Ignore the angle change. Much is going on around me today. Two from Little Lifner. Great bag brand, great price point. Say that fast 10 times, that was a mouthful. This, beautiful, I love this colour, tan, suede one, quite nice and loose. The only thing is, if you have this on your shoulder and you hug somebody, they know about it. I've hugged people before and they're like, oh my gosh, what's that? It's just my beautiful handbag. It's great, it's got a zip, fits loads in, you know everything I'm going to say. Surprisingly, the strap looks short, but you get a good clearance under the armpit. I think you'll be very much getting the impression of how important that is to me. And this one, much less clearance under the armpit. This is a top handle bag, lovely little dingly dangly there. Very chic, but oh, it does have a crossbody bag strap in it, but it's the kind of shape and everything that is just crying out to be held top handle, and who am I to deny it? Obviously I do deny it relatively often because I reach for these kind of bags much less, but still very glad I have them in my collection. Alright, Loewe hammock. Bit of loose change at the bottom, as you can hear. Another bag I've had for years and will keep forever. I adore it. Haven't used it that much in recent years, but it's just another design great from Loewe, I think. This is the shortest the strap goes, so it's more of a crossbody bag, which I think is why I've not worn it as much, because I'm not really into crossbody bags that much at the moment. Loads of different zippy details everywhere. The only fastening on the inside is a little clasp like this, so don't end up actually doing it up ever. But unlike that St. Agni one I was just talking about, it sits more naturally closed. That St. Agni one is just so wide open. So yeah, I mean, just like the quality of the Loewe handbags is unbelievable as well. It's so beautiful. I love it. Will always love it, I think. Three J.Crew bags actually. Again, sort of suede ones. This is the one that I've used so much and get so many compliments on. They did these great bucket bags, I think, for the first time a few years ago. That's got a tissue and a pack of mints in the bottom. This is this chocolate brown, half leather, half suede. The half suede makes it just sag really, really nicely, which I like. This has been very heavily used, but this one I just got sent for the collaboration that I've been talking about a lot that I've done with them, so you can kind of get a sense of how the newer ones sit. So yeah, the suede definitely gives over time, but in a way that personally I think really adds to the shape of the bag. And they're great bags. They fit so much in. They do fasten with, let me show you. They have a little tie to fasten, which I do sometimes use because you need to get your hand in around either side of the tie. But yeah, it also sits kind of quite closed, and when it's under your armpit as well, feels pretty secure. And it's worn in beautifully. I really like these bags. They've done them in a few different colours over the years and I think they're great. Oh, this one. This I love. It's from Soeur. Really, it's just so incredibly chic. As soon as you put a few things in it, it really refuses to fasten, which is a pain. You can, this has just got, it's got like a lip balm in it. Those sunglasses just took out. A $1 bill. So with very little, it closes fine. The second you might be carrying around a phone, some keys, a book, whatever, a purse, it refuses to shut, which is a bit of a pain. But still, nonetheless, a really stunning bag. I have used this a lot since I've got it. Love the shiny leather, similar kind of styling opportunities to my vintage Dior one. Much longer strap, so I'm wearing it on one shoulder, but it sits lower on the body. Again, can be worn crossbody. Really, I absolutely love this bag. I'm willing to forgive the fact it sits open a little bit. And then I just have a few small ones from, oh, this is from Row, I couldn't remember what brand it was. This, I've had this for a few years now, and just every now and then come back to it, I'm like, what a great bag. It's kind of this like knotted effect leather bag, really soft leather. I have a few shoes from Row and I think they're a great brand. I'm so sorry if you can hear that radiator, it's ridiculous. It has this like knotted strap, which I love, really like that detail. It's got a zip, fits a decent amount in it. Just like a really kind of interesting small black bag. Not loads to say about it, but I love it. And like I don't wear it all the time, but whenever I do come back to it, I'm like, oh, yeah, I like this bag. This I love. It's so dirty now, unfortunately. I need to try and find a way to clean it. But I got this at a vintage shop in upstate New York, and it's this little like woven clutch. Oh, it's so grubby. How would you go about cleaning this if you owned this? Can I wash it because it's all fabric? But I absolutely adore this. It's just such a like interesting, really different piece for me. As you can see, there's no other bag in my collection that's kind of similar to this. It's, you know, it's not easiest to wear because you kind of have to loop it through your wrist or hold it in some way, so it's not like a hands-free bag, but I use this so much in the summer actually. If I just want to take a few things out and I'm just nipping out. Beautiful. Please let me know how you would go about washing this. It's obviously highly impractical because it just picks up so much dirt from being out and about in a city, but yeah, I adore it. And last bag that I've got here, I've talked about a lot of bags. This is from a brand called Wandler. And oh, it's just got, what's it got in it? What's that? A business card for something or other. It's this sage green little bag, which, similar to the Freya New York one I showed you, does a really nice thing when you close it because it really changes the shape of the bag. So suddenly it looks like this, a completely different shaped bag. It has this little buckle that goes through, runs underneath, up the other side. What a nice little detail that is. I think that's really beautiful. The shape is just gorgeous. Really nice thin little strap with also a gold buckle. And then yeah, you can also wear it open because it kind of keeps itself shut, and then you have a different shaped bag. Similar with the Freya one, like it's not an easy one to sort of do up with one hand if you're fiddling around with something trying to get it out. But I think is worth sort of the pains you go to fasten it up. How beautiful. That concludes this, what's probably been a very long handbag video. Tried to rattle through them all as much as possible, and have really learned a few things about myself of just how many bags I've accumulated over the years. But thank you so much for watching. I will link as many as are still available and brands I talked about in the description box as well. And that's everything, isn't it? I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.